Dinner time with a toddler can be an unpredictable and treacherous experience. I have pictures to prove it. The spaghetti-covered floor, the kids with more food on their face than in their stomach, and then there are the plates that look like there was more left over than consumed. That was about what my plate looked like when my parents first tried to feed me fish. Just looking at the breaded seafood made my stomach churn, and the smell didn't help much either. There were foods at this age that I knew to stay away from at all costs. Brussels sprouts, lima beans, medicine, if that even belonged under the food category, and fish. My parents tried to lure me. The bribes worked to no avail. I knew better. So, in order to escape the repulsive taste that I expected, I politely declined with a yuck and no thank you. My parents, not having this, devised a plan. The result was a food called Goofy Fish, named after the Disney character that I had just recently met in Disneyland. I was again offered the fish, but instead was told that the fish was Goofy Fish and just so happened to be his favorite meal. Looking at the food with changed eyes and higher expectations, after all, this was Goofy's favorite meal, I took my first bite of the warm seafood. After that, it was clear that my list needed to have some changes made. I believe in the power of Goofy Fish. Now dinner times are less treacherous, but I still have unwanted experiences yet to traverse. As a teenager in high school, I have made many choices and decisions, I have many choices and decisions to make. I am completely aware that my parents will not always provide me with clever ways to approach the I'd rather not situations. Junior high was the time where I gained a lot of my independence and confidence when facing life's predicaments. There was one particular event in my middle school days that I will never forget. It was about 2 years since my family and I had moved. I was in 7th grade. I had made a friend who I cared about very much while living in my old neighborhood. When we moved away, our relationship as friends was left on rocky terms. I had never called her since we moved in. It wasn't until middle school that I decided I wanted and needed to clear things up with her, a person who had grown to become very important to me. The day I called her, I believe, was the day I truly gained my confidence to do the things that presented themselves as being hardest in my life. Like when trying fish for the first time, I was not comfortable with the idea, but after I took the leap and looked at things differently, I ended up gaining something that I never could have if I hadn't tried in the first place. These experiences were 2 examples of the many problems I have and will face in the future days of my life. All of this began as new ground for me, doing something all on my own. But the more I continue to look at things from a different perspective and not always worry about what could go wrong, the stronger my understanding of myself becomes. Each day it gets easier for me to do the things that I may find unpleasant. By looking at a situation differently, I not only see something new, but I also gain more from it than I might have thought. This is why I believe in the power of Goofy Fish.